This pastor snapped in his sermon.
Most of the time, our churches want to preach to you a cute version of Jesus. But I'm going to preach today that dangerous version of Jesus. I'm talking about that dangerous side of Jesus that got him killed. That side of Jesus. I'm talking about the side of Jesus where if you preach this accurately, they would stone you or kill you. I'm talking about the type of Jesus that if we were to allow him to grace our pulpits, many pastors would never invite him back because his message would contradict the pastor's agenda. Because if Jesus could preach in our churches on today, I'm talking about that dangerous Jesus, that version of Jesus that will flip over tables in our lobbies. That's more about a church brand than the Great Commission. That dangerous Jesus that will flip over these royal chairs that be in pulpits, that have pastors acting as though they're celebrities and mini stars instead of ministers. And they care more about gaining followers than making disciples. I'm talking about that Jesus, that dangerous Jesus that will flip over tables that's more about church growth than church health. I'm talking about that dangerous side of Jesus that will frustrate those who are gossiping and bad-mouthing about somebody else's sin who went public. Bad-mouthing those who we know their sexual sin, but if truth be told, many of us did the same thing. The only difference is yours wasn't on the Shade Room. The only difference is yours wasn't recorded and uploaded to OnlyFans. The only difference, y'all don't want to talk to me, will preach against somebody's sex tape and you did the same thing, just it wasn't recorded. That dangerous version of Jesus that will frustrate racists who claim to be Christian, that will frustrate bigots and frustrate sexism, that dangerous side of Jesus that would frustrate injustice judicial systems who say on our money, in God we trust, and have a Bible in a courtroom that we will put our hands on it to say the truth, but we don't have biblical-based principles to render equality when it comes to verdicts. That Jesus. I'm talking about the side of Jesus that will frustrate the spirit of religion that wants us to look free instead of actually be free. Any place that does not traffic in the love of Jesus. Any house that claims to be a church that does not traffic in discipleship and building up one another and loving each other and teaching them sound biblical principles and sound doctrine. That is not a church, that is a business. That is not a church, that is a cult. And our biblical ignorance is a funnel for the false prophet to make profit. Bars.
See, this guy was making some real claims. He was making some real claims because they do got two people, and they're acting like he didn't say Luke 19 and 27. Mm-hmm. They acting like he never said Luke 19 and 27. Mm-hmm. Can somebody grab that for me real quick? Luke 19 and 27. See, this the Mashiach they don't want to know.
You went to that one early.
Yeah.
out the gate.
Let's hold out.
Yeah, he comes swinging like George Foreman.
Out the gate. You know what?
Luke 19 to 27. But
listen, before you say it, this the Mashiach we know. Mm-hmm. This ain't the one with the two fingers and the lamb in his hand and with the blonde hair painted by some old dude in the Sistine Chapel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, this the Hebrew we know.
Yes.
That had the beard, had the hair like wool, skin like bronze. This who we know as coming into this knowledge, this understanding, not the one with the two fingers is sitting in there with holding the lamb, because we got it. We looking all different. We looking all like, you know what I'm saying? That's Jesus. He wouldn't do that. No. This is the same one that understood what the kingdom really meant. Same one. Luke 19 and 27. Mm-hmm. He said, but those my enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. Now, this is Mashiach talking. Mm-hmm. This is a Mashiach talking to the people. Bring them that don't want me to reign over them, the ones that don't like me, the ones that don't want to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, the ones that don't want to be filled with the Ruach, bring them here.
The beautiful thing about it is that he fit he fit the ancestors. What I mean by that is we talk slang. We
Right.
talk in metaphors. So like even when we threaten, like, okay, like I came across a passage, I think it was in Numbers, and Caleb, they were talking about the Canaanites, they were talking about the giants over in the land. And Caleb was like, nah, man, don't come back with this bad report. He said these dudes is bread to us. Like,
yes,
you know,
sir.
and it reminded me of how we talk. Like he said, like these dudes is food to us. So definitely
Yes,
the popular one is there's a couple popular ones, but like the popular one is Nehemiah 13 and 21, where he was on the wall and he told these dudes, you keep coming around here on the Sabbath, man, I'm gonna come down in the wall and give you these hands.
Yeah.
You know, and then they were rolling up on people. They were looking at Goliath. He was insulted by Goliath. Who was this uncircumcised Philistine? Oh, nasty heat. I can just imagine the temperament, the mindset. Like, bust this. Y'all about to go kill him. I'm about to go chop this dude's head off, bring his head back to the city. Y'all go get the rest of that because we about to party tonight. I'll whoop this dude's behind. But
I'll be like,
he
man, look at
even
this stuff right here.
so when you talk about Yahushua, he come from that line. He come from this line of people. So he like, I can imagine the conversation in that day. Yo, if they would that I don't reign over them, yo, bring them before me and slay them here at my feet. He wasn't like,
Come on.
Here before me. It's, you know, he was like, yo, they can get that work. And they can get that work.